not allowed a break. Oh shit, you've got to be kidding me. Funny, me and some other guys were just talking about you after practice the other day. Specifically, we were taking bets on how long it would be before you showed your face again. Shame you coming in here now cost me 10,000 yen. Not that it matters, ever since you left things are looking up for me. I won the last department kendo tournament and I've been enjoying my promotion. Oh yeah, thanks for the new office, by the way. Anyway, non-active duty cops, or you in other words, ain't allowed in HQ right now, so what do you want? Oh man, this just gets better and better. Begging me for a favor, huh? Kinda figured you might someday. So what do you want me to do, Ito? Sneak into the evidence locker, steal your gun back for you? Like I'd do anything for you. The brass have already told me everyone in the damn station to stay clear of you. You're considered bad luck for people's career. Well, myself excluded, I suppose. Wouldn't expect anyone to do you any favors from here on out if I were you. And I'd rather not have people see us talking and think that we're all friendly or something. Now get out before I have to haul someone down here. That didn't go well, did it? I'm surprised to see you back. How can I help you, Detective? I was told your dojo trains a lot of police. That's right, I train many of them personally. Do you know Akira Taira, a detective from Tokyo HQ? Ah, yes, Detective Taira. I know him quite well. A man with a great deal of innate talent in martial arts. Though that talent is offset somewhat by his, how to put it, brash personality. Brash is a very diplomatic way of putting it. Sorry to put you on the spot, but Taira's just about the only usable link I've got left in the police force, and the one person who's trying to stop me the most. Seeing as you train with him all the time, I was hoping you might, know something that would change his mind, if you know what I mean. Are you asking me to help you blackmail Taira? Beyond the obvious reasons why I wouldn't help you do that, I also happen to think it wouldn't work. You might be surprised to hear this, but Detective Taira actually lives a fairly straightforward life. His success are nothing that would draw any scrutiny, at least not among his fellow officers. I hear he's engaged to be married soon as well. Someone actually agreed to marry that slime? That poor girl. Yes, a very nice girl. Apparently they're quite happy together. Oh yeah? We'll see how long that lasts. May I ask what exactly Taira did to you to make you feel strongly about him? Did to me? You should be asking him that. Ever since I started, he's looked down on me and never missed a chance to remind me of how he felt. I ignored him because I figured if I worked hard enough and earned my promotion, it would shut him up once and for all. You eventually got this promotion, I take it. Well, did he shut up like you thought? No, he got worse. It started with him spreading rumors about me sleeping around in HQ, and then there were various complaints to my supervisor. He couldn't stand that I'd won. It's all fallen apart now, though, huh? He got my job. Every time I see him, he has that smug grin on his stupid face like he's mocking me. So you hate the fact that, at least in his mind, he was right. Something like that. Tyra's not the first person to think a woman didn't deserve the promotion I got, but it stung a little extra when he ended up at my desk. Yes, I thought as much. You're not saying you think that brown-nosing, sexist, lazy, good-for-nothing assholes actually deserves my spot, are you? No, I can't judge the inner workings of the police force, but from what I've heard, it certainly wouldn't be the first time an officer didn't earn their promotion honestly. Often I watch my students spar, and I notice an interesting trend. You see, usually the outcomes of matches have nothing to do with their skills. Is there a moral at the end of this story? Patience, Ito. You see, two students will face each other. Before they even draw their swords, they've decided the outcome. Students rank each other and themselves based on practice, their social status, their schools, or any other number of things before they enter my dojo. A student perceiving himself as stronger will always be more relaxed, more ready to attack, while the student who resigns himself to defeat desperately defends. It's not skill or merit that wins the battle, it's expectation. Do you see where I'm going with this? I do, but I'm not sure I like it. You're saying that unless I break Taira's perception of me, I'll keep losing, right? Exactly. For a man like Taira who expects certain things of women, you've defied him at every turn, but if I suck up to him and play the part, it might throw him off guard enough for me to win this fight. Sound about right? Very perceptive. Here, this should help. Sake? It's a gift. Wow, that's so flattering. I barely even know you. I suppose in order to degrade myself in front of scum like Taira, I could use a drink. It's not for you. It's for Taira. Oh, and here I was thinking you were being nice. This is a very expensive brand, as a matter of fact, it's Tyra's favorite. A gift for his promotion. A promotion he stole. A promotion into my position. Think of it as a way to throw him off balance. You can't strike at his heart until he drops his guard, after all. You know how to play the role he expects of you? I suspect you know the type of women he likes. Much as it pains me to admit, that might work. Thanks for the sake. I spoke to Yasuhisa, the historian. You were right. He knew about the common Kai and the mask. That doesn't seem like the right face. Takashi, what is he? I don't understand your question. He's one of them. Them? Ito, are you alright? He's just an old man. What else could he be? No, Takashi, you must have noticed there's something off about him. Like the collector, but no, not exactly like him. I'm not sure what Yasuhisa told you to scare you like this, but I've known him for years. He's a bit eccentric and too philosophical for his own good, but he's harmless. Allow me to offer some advice. What you're feeling right now, it's not him. It's you. The more time I spent researching the common Kai in the past, the more I began to feel the world had gone mad. But it hadn't. It continued to turn on its axis as it always does. It was me who was becoming unhinged. You could always walk away, Detective Ito. Some mysteries aren't worth solving. Don't drink the sake. Get drunk first. Okay. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm sorry. If that's it, Ito. I've heard enough of your... Wait, what? You heard it right, Tyra. I'm sorry. You're a good detective, and I never did congratulate you on your promotion. Here, this is for you. I get it. So you think bribing me's gonna work, huh? Ken no Michi? Is that a bottle of Ken no Michi? No way. It sells out in weeks. Even my family rarely managed to get a bottle, and they knew the people to ask. How'd you get it? That's not important. Consider an apology for how I've treated you in the past. I present this to you as a way to formally hand over my old position. It is clearly in better hands now. But... Ito. Get up, will ya? Ito, it's fine. Just get up already. Okay, I accept your apology. Hell, didn't know you felt that way. I mean, in light of recent events and all, it's long overdue. Guess with all the stress you've gone through, the delay is understandable. Glad you finally learned to manage your emotions appropriately. Thank you for your kind words, Detective Tyra. Once I return to the department, I know I'll have much to learn from you. Hey, it's a little early for that kind of talk, don't you think? We don't even know if they'll let you back on the force after the hearing. Yes, I suppose you're right, Detective. I shouldn't have spoken so brashly. Ito, stop that, please. I always thought you'd be better cop if you listened to your fellow detectives a bit more. So there's a lot you have to learn from me, eh? I know you're right, Detective Tyra. I was so brash before. That's probably how I ended up here. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for dropping by, Ito. To tell you the truth, it's been a long time for all of us. It's better to stick together. We're all on the same team, after all, right? Maybe once you're back, me and you can partner up. One can only hope I'll be so lucky. Right. Look, I gotta get back to my office. You need anything else? Well, I was thinking, but oh no, I couldn't possibly bother you. You're so busy. It's fine, I can handle it. Go on. Well, I know I shouldn't, but I've been doing a little research. I'm an unofficial capacity, you know? I was wondering if you could pull a file for me. You know I can't give you access to the system. You're suspended, and besides, it'd be against regulations, and I guess if you stay on the side of the counter, I could get Ishibashi to help you. Don't think this means we're best friends or anything. It's just repayment for the Ken no Michi. Oh, thank you, but Detective Tyra, I wouldn't want to impose on your busy schedule. Again, stand up! Saki, I'm going back to my office. Look up the file Ito wants. Log the search query to my name. Got it? Yes, sir, of course. I'll be in my new office all afternoon, so direct any calls there. Clear? Yes, sir. I think he's gone. Damn, Hayami! I mean, I've twisted some guys around my finger before, but that was something else. Don't think it'll take long to get your office back if you keep working that magic. Hayami, listen to me very closely. It's very, very important to teach me how you do that, for professional reasons. I think you're all right on your own, Saki. Oh, I'm fine. By the way, anyway, you've got Tyra's sign-off. What did you want me to look up for you? On March 4th, 1996, there was a raid on a compound belonging to a cult called the Common Kai. I'd like the official report, plus anything else you find on it. Wow, that's some heavy reading material. I'll get right on it, boss. It doesn't seem like there's much to go on here. It looks like there's only one file. Righto, I'll put it in a USB for you so you can take it with you. Just don't tell anyone. Here you go. Thanks, Saki. I owe you one. You owe me more than one, Ayami. See you around. Yay! We're going home finally? We are. We can take our meds. All the meds. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Nope, we cannot. We can only look things up. Something doesn't smell right. There's a raid on a compound, and all that's left is this lone debriefing? Doesn't add up. Not to mention so much of what is here is redacted. Officers arriving at the scene found 12 people dead on arrival, including Tokimasa and Mai's parents. Where are the details about how they died? Not to mention the report itself was filed almost a week after the raid, so why aren't there any autopsy reports? It says here 2 children and 1 adult are believed missing. That must be Mai, Takashi, and their grandmother. Guess that means Takashi was telling the truth after all. So many people have been hiding information from me, it's almost a relief. Still, for such a short report, it raises a whole lot of questions. The list of the dead, their cause of death, if there were any survivors, what else they found, it's all lost. Even the location of the compound has been classified. All I know is that the mask was found in the middle of the pile of dead bodies. What the hell happened there? Why was it covered up? The report is unclear, but it's obvious that the mask has a part to play in those 12 people's deaths. The young girl's suicide in Shinjuku made me aware of the dark, and I know now that an ancient mask can be used to find a door that may be the key to getting Kazuki back. Learning about those 2 facets of the mystery was supposed to be enough to show me the way to the dark, but even though I can feel the dark, something is still wrong. A piece is still missing. My gut tells me the missing information I need has to do with what happened in Common Kai. I had to make the Kawana woman talk. She's the only one alive who could tell me what happened that night. The pills the doctor gave me the night of... Yeah, okay, wait, no. Alright, I'll do this one more part, and then... I'll stop because my voice is dying. I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back. I have a question about the Common Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember. Common Kai, I don't know anything about it. Leave me alone. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito. Just because this investigation is important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. Mai, your grandma and I need to have a talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Just a little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult, and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to the poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't here to be used for information and thrown away while you move on. They have lives too, and bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understand that. I do, but ignoring the past won't make it go away. There's unfinished business from the Common Kai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right? Maya, I promised to talk to you about it all later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on, you were cooking us dinner, weren't you? All right. We'll talk about it later, but I'll be in the other room if you need me. So you found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. Woo! I do. but not really the place to talk about it on here. Great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. The common Kai stole everything from me, my youth, my mind, and then my child. And then one day in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried, and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why? That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths. That's it. After everything I found, do you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed life was an illusion. As word of other compounds and groups being raided spread, Tokimas began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had the anchor to reality, and it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. In the report, it says that after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. The same one you handed to me 6 months ago. That's... Tokimasa always kept it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. You understand. You don't understand. It allowed us to see strange things in people who are gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't. No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day a man, some journalist or such, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left, but I gave it to him nevertheless. I thought if I had the mask, I'd find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went to the sewers chasing after her, think you could save her? Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from the dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead for her forgiveness. I don't care if you believe me or not. Just like Kazuki was calling out to me. I do believe you. Or probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first, I only followed whispers, then I found myself in strange labyrinths chasing after her shade. The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren at the shrine. It was all an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimas had used me so many years ago. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it worked. It always came back. And when I did, the visions, whispers only got worse. So I put it out on my mind and tried as best I could to live a life, solitude, ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. And when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking Mai away from me. Instead, it had passed tragically to another. I'm sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There's one other person who knows about the mask, a girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you? No, I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with the group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone, your partner in the police, is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? In the months since I met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in this shrine, and as the mask got further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from the influence. The darkness of the common Kai and their ritual objects are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine, and the mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip. Destroy the mask. I thought you said it couldn't be done. Not physically. Grandma, is everything all right? I overheard you talking about that mask again. Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. Mai, you've been trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood, given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look on your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they are still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know about the mask, if, if you truly know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the common Kai, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the common Kai compound itself. The records of its location are lost and were never made public, but I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there, search for your truth, see what's worshipping the mask has wrought. When you're to return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why, perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, it was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will bring you. And there is something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. It had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko. Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energies of the mask and the places are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything, it might help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, Detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara. Aokigahara. Hey, that's the Suicide Forest. I knew it sounded familiar. Suicide Forest, what a dreadful name. Though I suppose these woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you get lost? GPS doesn't work in there, and I heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about that mask. It's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by the mask. It's just you. So many nights after that girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to Takashi, that was the first time I'd felt Kamakura since April. I'd left. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the common Kai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Okigahara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? Mai makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narasawa. We used to go into town especially for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path there used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for quite some time. Eventually it will be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or level the path or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me the compound would have been left alone all these years. It still stands. After all, why would they bother to go around and dismantle it? Go search for wherever truth you think you'll find. But be careful, Detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you've entered the place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Don't be a fool. Finding out what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as once I did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it, stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparation for the ceremony regardless. Mai, see her out. Ooh. Shall do. She's never said anything like that to me before. You must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help you with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past, and I was miserable not knowing Grandma almost went insane on top of it. Grandma said it herself. You're still young. You should forget about all this and start over. And you, you might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, you sound like that girl at the shrine. It scares me, and it should scare you too. Take care of yourself, Ito. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to call it good. I'm going to call it good there. Because I actually need to make sure I settle in early tonight because I do have 2 jobs tomorrow, so. Alright. I know that wasn't pretty, but hey. Thanks for watching.